Hillside Memorial Park, and we have found the grave of Isidor Friz, and I'm not sure how his last name pronounced. It's either Freleng or Freleng, so I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. And his wife, and he was the guy who created and directed the Merry Melodies cartoons, you know, with like Porky Pig, Tweety Bird, all those guys. He was the director and the cartoonist creator of them. So here he is. He has this little plaque here on his crypt that says he shared his talent with the world, and it shows all the little characters he created and everything. Here we found the grave of Robert E. Sherman. Now the name may not sound familiar, but he was actually the guy who with his brother actually wrote some of the now kind of more well-known Disney songs. Like he wrote Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins, and then he wrote, you know, one of my favorites, Winnie the Pooh theme song, and he also wrote the song It's a Small World from the It's a Small World ride at Disneyland. So he is here, not too far from where we were just with Friz, just further down a little bit. Here's Robert. So here we found the grave of Stan Winston, another name that you probably won't recognize too well, but he was actually the special effects animator, creator for like Jurassic Park and like the Terminator and stuff. He did all the special effects on all those really popular movies. I know he did a lot more, but I know he's most well known for like Jurassic Park and the Jurassic Park movies and like the Terminator movies, which back then was a huge thing because no one had really animated movies like that before or done those types of special effects in movies before. So I think Stan Winston really kind of paved the way for those types of movies now. So here's Stan Winston. Now here we have found the grave of talk show and radio host Larry King. Now as of filming, he still has a temporary marker as he passed away in 2021, so it's fairly recent, so this will probably change in the future. But he was a really well-known talk show host for like years and years. He interviewed everybody. He had television, radio shows. So here is Mr. Larry King. So here we found the grave of Philip Epstein, or Epstein, not sure how it's pronounced. Another kind of maybe unfamiliar name, but he was actually the screenwriter along with his brother Julius, who's right here, who they wrote the screenplay for like Casablanca and one of my all-time favorite black and white movies, Arsenic and Old Lace. So here he is with his wife Lillian, and most of his parents and I think siblings are kind of all right here together. So here is Philip Epstein. Here we have found the grave of legendary actor and another one of the Stooges, Moe Howard. Now, Moe was the one with the kind of longish, darker hair who would always beaten up on his brothers and on Larry. So here's where Moe Howard is. He's not my favorite, but he definitely was the slapstick comedy of the guys. So here is Moe Howard. Here we have found the grave area of legendary actor Michael Landon. Door's locked, can't get in, but you can see that he's in here, and it's a really pretty little area for him. Michael Landon was known for a couple of different shows he directed. I know him best as playing Laura Ingalls Wilder's dad in the Little House on the Prairie TV show that ran on TV. I grew up watching that, so I know him best as playing Pa in that TV series. And he was also known for a show, I think it was called Highway to Heaven. something like that. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's what it was called, Highway to Heaven, which is one of the last things he did before he became sick. So here is Michael Landon. Found the grave for TV producer Mark Goodson. Now he's the guy who created a lot of the TV game shows you see nowadays. Like he did The Price is Right, he did Family Feud, he did Who's Line or What's My Line, a bunch of them. So without him, we wouldn't have those really fun TV game shows that we love to watch. And I really like watching Family Feud. So thank you, Mr. Mark, for that. TV producer Freleng. I think that's how you say his last name. He's known for creating TV shows like Starsky and Hutch, Seventh Heaven, and like I think it was Beverly Hills 90210. He was responsible for making all of those TV shows. And one of his wives was actress Carolyn Jones, who was known for playing Morticia Addams in the original Addams Family. So here is Aaron. Here we are at the grave of a man who I believe needs no introduction, Leonard Nimoy. Our Star Trek man, our Vulcan, our Spock. He was everything to Star Trek fans. I know he starred in a couple of smaller TV shows. He guest starred in like Dragnet, Twilight Zone, and he was also in a season of the old TV show Mission Impossible, which I watched a little bit with my dad, as well as some Star Trek. So here is our Spock, Leonard Nimoy. So here we are at the memorial grave for Al Jolson. Obviously you can see it's very big, it's very beautiful and spacious. So Al Jolson is probably a name that you don't hear a lot nowadays, but Al Jolson is referred to as one of like the greatest entertainers of the 20th century. He was actually in the first ever talking film called The Jazz Singer in 1927. First ever talking film was Al Jolson. He did so many movies after that. He was on vaudeville. So he was really just an overall great entertainer. So here is Al Jolson.